You know, in the Philokalia, St. Simeon the theologian uh, shares about three methods of prayer that are actually three stages of prayer going from the beginning to the end. And in the first method of prayer, you know, where we begin, it's that talking to the divine, you know, conversing with God. Like a little kid, I remember I was trained as a boy to kneel beside my bed and say my prayers for the night. And that's where it starts, with this dialogue between ourselves and this God that is separate from us, separate and apart, who has a personality and a form and whatnot. And then he talks about the second mode of prayer, where it turns more inward into the mind. And it's a wrestling with the mind and with the thoughts in the mind to try and purify out the ideas of selfishness and the ideas of greed and lust and whatnot, and to become aware of our thinking and our thinking habits. And then he goes on and says that this final mode of prayer is this communion that happens in silence in the heart, before the mind, before thought, and that it's an openness and a surrendering to the presence of love, to the presence of wisdom that lies deep within us before our ego self manifests, and to lie and live in that communion with the beloved deep within. But that it's a progression, that as we grow in our understanding of spiritual life, there's several things that happen as we mature. One is that God stops being this external other that causes and inspires fear, and becomes one with us deep inside. He is the love that motivates our life. He is the grace and the wisdom that we learn and grow by. That he is existence itself, our very opportunity to be alive and to experience life. The other thing is that as the ego breaks down, separations break down. You know, this seeing others as other and being afraid of them, or judging them, or hating them, or or loving them, whatever it is. That as the ego breaks down, these distinctions begin to break down, and we begin to see ourself in others. We start to see that divine image, that divine spark in others. Much like we've learned from Indian culture with that word namaste, I bow to the divine in you. We begin to see that. And as that grows and as that increases, we begin to see a unity in religion and life. That religion and life are not separate, that religion is not a plural, that the divine presence, that this life itself is spiritual, and that it trains us as we live to rise above the things that cause us pain, the things that cause separation, the things that break down our relationships. And we see this unity in all things. We begin to see that all things are motivated by love, by an ideal, although it may be warped as it shines through the ego. When it leaves the heart, it's pure in love. And so this growing into truth, into an integrated life, where we make peace with the moment and find it to be perfect, to discover its perfection, to the self, to that divine spark.